Hey, Daniel. I thought I unmuted myself. Welcome, everyone. Welcome to Clean Greens Living, broadcasted live on Rainier Avenue Radio. I don't know if you guys heard me. Welcome to Clean Greens Living, broadcast live on Rainier Avenue Radio. I am your host, Queen Bree. Um, and it is December 13th. Good Lord. And it's so interesting. First of all, okay. I want to do a land acknowledgement before I even go into the show. We acknowledge that we are on traditional land of the first people of Seattle, the Coast Salish, past and present, and honor with gratitude the land itself in the Duwamish, Suquamish, Nisqually, Snoqualmie, and Muckleshoot tribes. We also acknowledge what has happened on this land to impact the lives of our Black community in Seattle due to redlining, the systemic and oppressive mechanisms of anti-Blackness caused by leaders, politicians, business people, and other situations that have robbed our families of passing down generational wealth. If you are one of those families that have been impacted by redlining and oppressive mechanisms in Seattle, we would love to hear from you. Please visit us at www.blackdollardaystaskforce.org, where they are collecting stories from families who grew up in the central area, who grew up in Seattle, and talk about these experiences. Last year, we were in the process of fighting for land back for New Hope Baptist Church, which the city did award them money to be able to build housing in the central area near the church, which I don't know if I updated you guys. That funding was passed, so they got the monies, and then there was this battle with the neighborhood. Oh my God, this battle with the neighborhood, Lord, I can't even deal with the battle. I mean, I get some of it, but some of it I could see if it was like some real stuff. Some of it was valid, but some of it was just absolutely crazy. There was a lot of people. There was a lot of pushback on building these apartments. So let me rewind. New Hope Baptist Church years ago were pretty much conned out of property by the city due to redlining. They were only given $30,000, and today the land is worth like two something million dollars. I think it was 2 million or more dollars the land is worth. And this is land that was taken from them at a lower price. So last year there was a lot of rallying, there was a lot of talk about getting that land back or getting money owed to the church because of what happened. And with the money, the church planned on building apartments for low income families and for seniors. So there was pushback. There's two buildings. One is going up across the street from the church, one is going up next to the church. And there was pushback. There was a lot of pushback about it. But it has just been passed. So hopefully soon they will be breaking ground to build those apartments to bring back some of our people who couldn't afford to live in Seattle. No, of course, in Seattle, it's not built towards larger families. That's just the way it is here in Seattle. I don't know why it is. Breaking Brown, number two. Oh gosh, I love having Daniel in the background. He keeps me hilarious. He keeps me cracking up. Those houses will be built. We will be bringing families back in the central area, and like I was saying, um, they're not built for larger families. And I don't know why that is in Seattle, where we're not building apartments for larger families in the city. But I guess if you have a larger family, you would technically systematically want to move out. Most people who have families always end up moving out to the burbs. So maybe that's one of the reasons. But either way it goes, this housing is happening, and this is because we spoke about our stories. This is because we fought for ourselves. This is because we didn't back down. And I think those are some of the things going into 2023 that we need to keep focused and remind ourselves of the hard work and what organizing and coming together and standing together will do. So congratulations to New Hope and fighting for that land, and thank you to the community who came out and helped with that. Um, and just remember, when we organize, when we speak up, when we rally together, changes do and can happen. And I just want to keep saying that because a lot of the times, look, I'm rambling, but here we go. When it comes to voting, a lot of our people in our community don't think that our votes matter. And your votes do matter. And the only reason why our votes doesn't seem like it's mattering is because some of us aren't going out to the polls. The people who are going out to the polls are getting their people in to make these changes. So remember, your vote, your rallying, your coming together does matter. Moving on, tonight from Tuesday, because we started yesterday, but it started off a little slow, so we ended early. But from Tuesday until Saturday, please join us at Rainier Avenue Radio at the Columbia City Theater. Daniel, I don't have the address. Can you put the address up there? Is that too much? Please come down to the Columbia City Theater. We will be having the holiday bazaar. If you are like me and you have not done any Christmas shopping, I don't. This is just who I am. I've been doing this for my whole life, and I need to stop because I got too many kids, and the way inflation is happening, the way the economy is going, I got to stop shopping last minute. By the way, if y'all want to help, no, just playing, kidding. I promise you, I'm kidding. But stop by this vendor affair. There will be vendors there to shop from in Columbia City Theater. Um, as we go the weekend, there will be more vendors. So we're starting off with small vendors, but as we go, there will be a place for you to still come shop, support small local business owners, Black business owners. Please come out and support Rainier Avenue Radio. We've been in this building for has it been a year yet, Daniel? I'm not sure. I think it's been a year. Been in this building for a year. Um, Tony B has a lot of things going on. This Saturday there is a generational wealth um, speak going on. So please come. It's for the community and explore how ways to create generational wealth for our family and communities. So please come out and join us and show up. This is something that Rainier Avenue Radio is really focused on community and building the community. And this is why I love being a part of the Rainier Avenue Radio. I love being a part of Clean Greens because we're all about building our community and finding ways to build that generational wealth for our families. And sometimes generational wealth isn't necessarily money, but come and learn and see what they're talking about. Yes, we need to learn how to build generational wealth of money, but generational wealth is also in how you pass down family legacy, how you pass down how to treat other people, how you pass down how to take care of yourselves. So please come join us. Also, with Clean Greens is Clean Greens pastor is executive is pastor of New Hope Baptist Church, and New Hope Baptist Church is giving away gifts to some families. Some that we adopted some families, and if you can donate anything to that, please meet us at New Hope Baptist Church. Not only just for church service, but also to participate and give back to families. We have adopted some families. We're giving out some gifts on Sunday. December 17th. Is that what it is? No, December 18th. December 18th, we are giving out gifts to the families we adopted. And if you want to be a part of giving back to those families in the community, please show up with your gifts. You don't have to you could bring a gift card, you could bring a gift for teenagers or kids, babies up to 13. So those are a few of the announcements that we have going on, and which leads me into, we're talking about Christmas, and I am just simply not prepared for Christmas, and Christmas is next week, y'all. I think Christmas is next week. If anybody's out there hearing me, look, I'm looking at my calendar right now, and yes, Christmas is coming up, and I just realized, with Christmas coming up, and then me being in my last week, my last class ever of, look, let me not say ever. I am getting my bachelor's degree in my last class. and it is the last class. And with the Christmas coming up, the last class, and December flying by, I just was like, we got to talk about some preparations, okay? And look, this ain't nothing to my person in the background who was running behind. I was already planning on talking about this, because I noticed that I have been like running around with a chicken with my head cut off, and I talk a good game, but I really need to power down, and we need to start talking about preparation, being prepared for things. A lot of us have been, well, not a lot of us, people I know, some people I know have been sitting and stressed about how they're going to make it in life. I was just talking to a friend about like going out and living moments and taking those vacations, and not trying to relieve some of the stress. And so 2023, I know we always say this. We're coming up to New Year, New Me. I'm not going to say New Year, New Me because it has been a new me. I swear this year, like every couple of months, I have been changing and evolving. But with those changes involving, I got to step it up a notch. And we got to talk about preparation and how important that is to knocking out these goals and the things that we need to do, these daily things that we need to do, and being prepared. I personally, and this is not me plugging my business because I'm not purposely trying to plug it, but I sell Mary Kay. And when I talk to some of the people who buy, and we're talking about face sets and just simple as washing your face, when we're talking to people about things as simple as washing their faces, they're like, they don't have time for a 4-step thing to wash your face, which in reality, these 4 steps only take less than 5 minutes. One. And two, with me working on my weight loss, I've been working on my weight loss for as long as I've been working on this degree. Look, I got 4 kids at home, and I've been working on my weight loss since 2012. Okay. And I will always be like, I don't have time. I don't have time. But ladies and gentlemen, we do have time. We have the time. We make the time for the things that we feel are important to us. And so with these last 2 weeks, I think that we need to start to like take a moment and reflect on what is important to us. Like I've been sharing my feelings. I don't like sharing my feelings. I don't like being vulnerable. Those are two things that I really hate, and I'm glad that this is something Daniel can blast on the screen to scare the crap out of me again. I don't like sharing my feelings. I don't like being vulnerable, but I've been sharing my feelings and being vulnerable about what I've been going through. And when I think about all the things that have scared me and has stopped me from doing these things that I want to do, is the lack of preparation. Preparation. I ain't talking about hemorrhoids. Preparation. Preparation. Why does that sound like preparation age? Anyways, um, preparing for what's to come, preparing for what I want to do, preparing for my day. When we get to the end of the year, we're always talking about new year, new me, new goals. And yes, we can write them down. I just came across a whole list of goals that I wrote down last year. And yeah, I was able to check two off compared to that thousands of things that I put down on that list. I'm pretty sure I can knock off more if I took the time to prepare. So we're talking about preparation. And then in class, I'm learning about, I've always knew about this, and I think we've covered it before, but about a SWOT analysis. For those of you who do not know what a SWOT analysis is, it is this thing where it's like this, you put on a paper and you put SWOT, right? It is your strengths, your weaknesses, your opportunities, and your threats. And yes, I'm learning these things for business, but also these are practical things that we can take back and learn in our life as we prepare for the new year, as we start to prepare for our day. So when we talk about people who don't have time to take 5 minutes to do a 4 step to wash their face, and reasons why it's important for us to wash our faces, because our skin is a protectant of what is going on inside of our body. And when we walk outside, we want to make sure that our skin is protected from all the things that happens outside. Our skin is protecting our insides from germs. Our skin is protecting it from bugs, UV rays, all that stuff. So you want to make sure that your skin is protected. That's one of the reasons why it's important for you to have a face wash, whether you use Mary Kay, whether you use olive Olay, or whether you use plain on basic soap. You want to make sure your skin is protected, right? And for us people of color, a lot of us don't take it serious about making sure our skin is protected from the sun and using sunscreen. So those are things that we got to take the time to learn and to break down, right? And preparing for it to do it that day before. So, I mean, for me, I started with like making sure my face wash and everything I need is right there in arm's reach. If it is not right there in arm's reach, if that step probably won't happen. So things like preparing for the smallest things in your life is important. And let me stop for a second and just let you know that if you're just tuning in, you're tuning into Clean Greens Living Live, broadcasted on Rainier Avenue Radio. Your host, Queen Bree. I know that Clean Greens is a local nonprofit farm, and I should be talking about farming, but it's more than just eating right. We have to take care of ourselves as a whole. So, as Clean Greens, we talk about everything that affects who we are mentally, physically, spiritually, and emotionally, which is our community, which is our health, which skin health is health. Because what you feed your skin absorbs and it goes into your bodies. So also making sure that when you're using your products, you're using products that are good for your skin. Moving on to exercising. I realized when I was working my business with exercising, me telling people that we have to make time to take care of our skin, I was like, I have to take time to take care of my body. How can I do that? I have to sit down. We have to sit down. These are some of the steps that we're going to have to do. Sit down and let's start with a SWOT analysis. Or no, let's not start with a SWOT analysis. Let's start with the things that we want to do, the things that we want to take care of. You can write yourself down a whole list. I try not to write down too much on a list because when I write too much down on a list, I start to get overwhelmed. So start with a few things, or you can write down a list of things you want to get taken care of and then go through and assess which are the main important things that you need to get started on. I read somewhere that it was like when you start to make your goals, choose three things and break them down and start working on it. So write your list, get it out your mind, get it out your head onto paper, and then choose three things to start on and then write it down. And then do a SWOT analysis on yourself to see what is your strengths, what is your weaknesses, what is your threats, what is your opportunities for you to get these things done, what is going to stand in your way to get this done. I think going in the year, me and my children, we always do, and my husband, we always do like a vision board. I think this year, instead of a vision board, I'm going to teach them how to do a SWOT analysis on themselves. What is your strengths? What is your weaknesses? What is your opportunities to change those things around? What are your threats that stops you from completing these? And how can we tackle these to have a good year? Well, we're blessed. Me and my family are blessed, but have a better year because I've been telling you a lot of the things that I've noticed with myself and with others is that we get so stressed and caught up in our to-do list and we just sit there. And it's because we're not taking that time to prepare, which, by the way, isn't our fault. You know, we live in a society where even when we talk about school, like I never even thought about this until I watched my kids in school and you go to school and you're being taught this structure and the way to go. Like you're being taught to sit here for this amount of time and then the bell rings and then you move on to another thing and then the bell rings. And like there has been plenty of times my son has come home from school and he hasn't eaten lunch because he hasn't had time to eat his lunch and play with his friends. Kids are going to majority of the time choose to play with their friends. They want to play with the people that they don't get to see every day. So my son comes home eating off the lunch that he's prepared for himself that day. And so these are things that were instilled in us to go, go, go. And yes, we have to have time frames to where we're doing things, but I want us to try to move to get into this moment where we have these time frames, but we're easy on ourselves if we don't get it done. Let that sink in. Be okay with not getting the whole list done. Like when I saw that list of things I wanted to accomplish for 2022, and I was like, "Ooh, I didn't get all that done." But guess what? I did realize I learned other things, and I learned that I need to be preparing for these things, which means sitting down. And I've done this before, but I haven't really prepared. Like you know how you somebody tell you something and you'll do it, but you don't really do it. There's a few tools that I want to show you guys next week. And I hate to be so cliche to be talking about goals when it's the new year, but it's like it's real thing. It's real life for people. Some of us start our goals like I try to start every day. I try to start every month. My new year for me, I've changed it up. Is my birthday. So what have I accomplished between my birthday and my next birthday? Those are my New Year's because hello, it's my birthday. So what have you accomplished in a year of you changing and growing? But there's some things that I've learned that I want to show you guys next week visually how what I've learned that I want to implement in my life's coming up, and I'm going to do it and show you guys. Um, but preparing for your day. How do you prepare for your day? What time do you wake up? I am not a firm believer that you have to wake up at 5 o'clock in the morning to get things done. It depends on who you are. Are you a morning person? Are you a night person? If you're a night person, you don't necessarily have to get up at 5 o'clock in the morning to tackle the things that you need to get done. But make sure that you're getting up in enough time to get those things done. But if you're a morning person, I mean, I have to do a lot of my stuff I have to do in the mornings and midday. I'm technically not a morning person, but I do have to wake up in the morning. And I do recognize when I wake up at 5 o'clock in the morning, I do get a lot done in a day than I do if I wake up at 7 or 8 o'clock in the morning. So, and yes, I be waking up at 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock in the morning when I used to have to wake up at like 5, 6 o'clock in the morning, get these kids to school and get back. But I've been giving myself grace because I have to learn I have to learn some things, but I have to unlearn a lot of negative practices that have been heavy on my mental health and my body. So, but depending on where you're waking up, so let's give an example. Let's say you do wake up at 5 o'clock in the morning. So you want to sit down with yourself and really just think about your day. If I wake up at 5 o'clock in the morning, I need to get up. I need to get dressed. I need to meditate, read my Bible, whatever you start your day off on. I am not perfect. I try to start my day off every day with Bible time, prayer, and meditation. For me, that works. It is helpful to me because I'm staying connected to my higher power. I'm staying connected to what my purpose is and what I've been called to do in life. And then I'm taking time to let my brain flow and just relax and to really get it ready and prepare for the days. I'm telling you, those things, even if you just meditating, even if you're not a believer and you just take the time to sit there and meditate before you get up and get going, before you get up and get going, just sit there and breathe in and breathe out and just let those thoughts flow out. And if the thoughts start to stress you out, then you can either focus on your breathing or turn on some meditation music and then focus on that. For me, different times, different sounds call for different things. And I know there's some technique to that, and I'm still learning about meditation. But sometimes I can listen to the music, and sometimes I just need like a sound, like the TV is the cable went off site type of sound to help me focus. So whatever helps you focus through that. But taking those times, those steps to do those things, taking time to see when you wake up, preparing your day, and that helps you evaluate your time. It helps you evaluate where you can implement that face wash. It helps you with those times you can implement where you can work out. Should I work out in the morning? Or should I work out in the afternoon? Or should in the mornings I make time to stretch and then work out and stretch at night and take those nights? Those simple steps in the beginning is going to help us to start to plan our goals out better. And then next week when I come, I'm hoping to come with some more stuff about how to organize our thoughts and how to get those checklists and goals done. I hope that you guys enjoyed this show, and I hope that you guys have a Merry Christmas and that you get your Christmas shopping done. If you haven't, don't forget to stop by the Columbia City Theater, located in the Columbia City next to Tutabellas. If you know where Tutabellas is, it is literally next door. Come see us for our vendor fair, our bazaar, and get your Christmas shopping done. I'll be there. I'll be there walking around, making sure everybody's taken care of. I'll also be there with my $5 jewelry and my Mary Kay. So come and support us and let's have a good Merry Christmas. Let's support our community. Let's support Rainier Avenue Radio. And if you are a family who has dealt with, if you're an African American family living in Central area and has been pushed out due to redlining and all the things that are happening, the gentrification, please contact us at www.blackdollardaytaskforce.org. And you guys have a good week. Bye.